High five to IPOB head of Directorate of State, Mazi Chika Edoziem and his DOS team. Yes, I would throw a salute to the IPOB head of Directorate of State, Mazi Chika Edoziem and his DOS team for the kind thing where they do for us. Yes, now so the matter be, and for how they don't do them, and for how they don't push informations, and for how they don't carry things since our leader. No day since our leader was arrested, they've been carrying the activities and everything that pertains the indigenous people of Biafra. Yes, we give them high five, we salute them, and so the matter be. Welcome, my beautiful people, lovers of freedom, wherever you are. We throw a salute full now. We say you are highly welcome. And also, if you're joining us for the first time, please try as much as possible to subscribe to our channel and also turn on your notifications so that you get notified each time and whenever we drop our bonge yarn. Yes, we carry another yarns come concerning them, our IPOB directorates. We throw a salute for them. It reads, what the family members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, should know is that the Directorate of State, ably led by Mazi Chika Edoziem, remains the finest brain ever been assembled by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the history of the indigenous people of Biafra. Biafra's Directorate of State governing structure. The columnist of his essay will be unnecessarily consuming much time by taking Biafrans back to the era of head of Directorate of State, Mazi Uchenna Asiegbu, aka Omio, and his co-COC led team of former Directorate of State were, with their poor performance, proud to the arrival of this present Directorate of State structure that we have now. The current Directorate of State has the finest of brains, and the head of Directorate of State, Mazi Chika Edoziem, though a very calm gentleman, slow in speaking but sound in action, has through his records proven his inability and capability as the ever most trusted, reliable, dedicated, committed, loyal, humble, focused, and above all result-oriented head of Directorate of State in the history of this struggle. Until the coming of Mazi Chika Edoziem led Directorate of State, maybe our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might still be languishing in Kuje prison since 2015, when he was kidnapped in Lagos by the ever despotic DSS without bail grant. But the coming of the leadership of Mazi Chika Edoziem facilitated the release of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2017, within 1 year of his leadership. Despite the ugly incidents of devilish military invasion of our leader's home, an attempt to assassinate him, and the miracle escape of our leader through the efforts of volunteers around him, that over 28 gallant men paid the ultimate price with their lives while protecting our leader from the trigger-happy state-sponsored Nigerian killer squad called the Nigerian military on the faithful and unforgettable day of September 14, 2017. The same Directorate of State, through their intellectual and diplomatic framework, were able to facilitate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's journey of survival direct to Israel, where his safety was guaranteed. Yes, now so the matter be. Yes, now so the matter be. We continue. All these framework didn't just happen by a sudden. There were brains behind everything that happened, and this present indefatigable head of Directorate of State, ably led team, made it happen, and today the rest is history. Some might be of the opinion that on the absence of our leader and ex-deputy leader, now the fallen angel Mazi Uche Okafor Mefo, aka DJ Razor Blade, assumed the leadership and accorded all the credits to him, not knowing that there were unseen hands that made it possible for our leaders release from prison facility. But critical analysis based on IPOB structure and the manifestation of events has proven that Mazi Uche Mefo was more of ceremonial leader than acting leader, as there was no proven record of any tangible input made by Mazi Uche Mefo to all the successes being recorded under him. or during his acting leadership in representative capacity to Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, except being on the microphone to proclaim the approval of every decision taken by the team of Directorate of State led by Mazi Chika Edoziem, as always directed by our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in respect to C&C policy of this struggle, that is command and control policy. To elucidate more on this claim, I will be defining the function of Directorate of State as is consigned to IPOB and the Biafra struggle. Directorate of State of IPOB, also known as DOS, is the center governing body of the indigenous people of Biafra, running day-to-day affairs of IPOB. In other words, they are the brain boss of IPOB, brainstorming and initiating every day-to-day activities of IPOB worldwide with the approval of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His leaders, though single-handedly appointed by the supreme leader of IPOB, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, were derived from continental and regional representatives of the global family, leaders based on their proven records of quality leadership. Mazi Chika Edoziem rose from European representative to become head of Directorate of State in 2017 after the fallout of the SHOD, and until now, under his leadership, IPOB has excelled highly in all angles, ranging from diplomatic circle. IPOB has taken the message of Biafra to the US Senate, as it is on record that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has addressed members of the US Senate during his diplomatic visit to the United States of America in the year 2019. Group of Directorate of State led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Chika Edoziem has visited the US, EU and UN officials for diplomatic push for Biafran freedom. These successful actions are brain initiated by this present Directorate of State. Don't forget the lobbying firm of IPOB. Security-wise, under this present Directorate of State was Eastern Security Network established, and even in the absence of our leader, this gallant army of volunteers are still in our forest defending our land unrestricted. Media-wise, IPOB remains unbeatable and remains a very big thorn on the flesh of the zoo called Nigeria Gota media outlets. Therefore, in the rating, if I should be given chance to rate the general performance of this present DOS, both in presence and absence of our leader, I will give them high 5 or more if there is anything like that. More so, the Directorate of State has proven their leadership skills and capabilities in action, taken so far even in the recent extraordinary rendition of our leader back to Nigeria by the Nigerian DSS in collaboration with the Kenya government. The remarkable action of Directorate of State introducing a powerful weapon of civil disobedience of ghost town order was to achieve a certain point. This order was introduced to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court trial a day after the DSS failed to produce our leader in court following the trump-up charges against him in tyrant Muhammad Buhari's presidency. Over 70 million Biafrans were worried whether or not their leader is still alive. These worries necessitated the powerful initiative of weekly ghost town order, an action that is capable of collapsing the zoo-called Nigerian economy to zero, reaching its elastic limits. This move is to press home for the unconditional release of our leader and proof of life and brotherhood. We continue. Therefore, Biafran reporters have refused to doubt the capability and reliability of the indigenous people of Biafra, Directorate of State Command and Control directives in this ugly and heartbreaking situation that we found ourselves in Nigeria since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. The game being achieved by this 1 week ghost town Monday is that the zoo called Nigeria were able to be forced to obey their own law by way of protests which sit at home. Another point scored is that the ruthless and despotic DSS, out of shame and international embarrassment, allow counsel to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra to have access to his client who is being incarcerated incommunicado. Yes, now so the matter be. It's not serious matter. He continued. Isn't it surprising that after the sit-at-home ghost town exercise, a court pronouncement made by Justice Binta Nyako of the Abuja Federal High Court to allow IPOB leader to have access to his legal counsel, of which the despotic DSS never wanted to obey in the first place, that they foolishly turn around to implement the court order, having gained access to hear from our leader through his legal counsel. The indigenous people of Biafra Directorate of State cannot in any way or form go against the laid down rules of this movement, which is every decision taken must pass through our leader for approval, and this is exactly what warranted the sudden suspension of the sit-at-home order. IPOB faithful must adhere to this order to the fullest until a contrary view is re-examined. The life of our leader matters a lot to us, and we must do everything to protect him by virtue of obeying any order from IPOB Directorate of State, which is also a direct order that came from Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and we must not disobey them no matter what may. We are doing our leader a disservice and a sabotage to collective quest for our struggle if we start to disobey the DOS. Our leader is in high spirit and something is being cooked behind. All we need to do is follow instruction as we are marching forward to our promised land. Don't forget that the ghost town order was suspended, not banned. It is a weapon we hold dear to ourselves and we must not abuse it. Now so the matter be, let us obey the rules, let us obey orders from the DOS. Now so the matter be, is as simple as that. The sit-at-home order was suspended and not banned. It is a weapon that will be used one day. So make we calm down, make we no do gara gara, make we take them easy and follow the rules and believe in this DOS, this executive that been for. Now so the matter be for my mouth and my loving people. Now so the matter come and as he take on my career and give you. God bless you for staying tuned with us again. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, please try as much as possible to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you get notified each time and whenever we drop our Ogbonge yarns. God bless you and your family. Amen.